Starting in 2012, all European insurance business will be governed by a new regulatory scheme, one single European risk-based capital program, with the intent to increase and improve cross-border competition. It's still very questionable, however, whether this goal can be met, because there is considerable doubt about the ability to meet the expectations that are set. Even if this goal is not met completely, other goals are being met as they prepare. Under this approach, for example, the FSA is taking the broad view of risk supervision. In addition to the traditional concerns of a regulator under Solvency II, the regulator will be looking at insurers' internal risks models, business models, governance, decision-making processes, content at board meetings, capital raising methods, strategy, and even employee compensation. In an era where U.S. insurers and reinsurers are screaming for less regulation, Solvency II promises a more proactive regulatory environment. In fact, the FSA is said to be recruiting over 450 new regulators to run the new insurance industry. Will such a hands-on, proactive regulatory scheme increase or decrease future insurance insolvencies? Only time will tell. Underneath, however, Solvency II has some very basic goals, a revised set of capital requirements and risk management standards, but most importantly, increased policyholder protection. Where does the U.S. state-based regulatory scheme fit into Solvency II, the Solvency II regulatory scheme? Recently, at least 2 jurisdictions are being looked at and considered for equivalence under Solvency II, Bermuda and Switzerland, and Japan is being considered for reinsurance only. There has been a determination that the United States is not quite ready yet for an assessment for equivalence, mainly because of group insurer issues. But there is a hope that with the creation and establishment of the Federal Insurance Office in the United States, that such an assessment can be made in the near future. Now, is there an NAIC state regulatory response to Solvency II? Ramon's going to tell us about that. We know the NAIC on the executive level has undertaken its Solvency Modernization initiative covering capitalization, governance and risk management, group supervision, statutory accounting and financial reporting, and of course reinsurance, all to be regulated not on a federal level but on a state-based regulatory level. The NAIC does not see its SMI program as an answer or an alternative to Solvency II, but rather it is a self-examination of the current insurance regulatory regime here in the United States. And it's an opportunity for self-examination to improve what many still believe works, the state-based regulatory system. I think we will all agree that the state-based system does work and has worked, but we all must agree that the U.S. regulatory scheme needs to be modernized. Improvements are needed sooner rather than later, particularly to permit U.S. insurers and, more important, reinsurers to transact business in our global economic environment today.